Hello, Wonderhussy here, back in Death Valley at my Death Valley compound where we're getting ready for a big storm. That's right, there's a massive storm a-brewing way down yonder in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Baja, California, and it's slowly making its way up here towards Death Valley. Despite the promises of 1,000 blithering idiots that threaten to lock her up, well, apparently Hilary is still making her way up here, and golly, the consequences could be devastating on the compound. You might remember last summer we had a monsoon storm that wiped out our driveway and completely ruined the road coming into the house. Well, no telling what this storm is going to do this year. And by the way, last year they said that was a 100-year flood, but here we are again already. So my sis is hard at work over here sandbagging the foundation of the house. What happened last summer was, this is a concrete block house. The walls are made out of concrete block, and where the concrete block meets the foundation, water had seeped into the living room last year. So my sister's putting these sandbags down to try and stop the water from getting in. Okay, you're probably wondering why my sister is hard at work sandbagging the house while I'm swanning around in a white dress with a bottle of pink Prosecco. Well, that's because I have to go over to visit my friends at Villa Anita. Okay, Villa Anita. You might remember I made a video there a few months ago. It's a very quirky, artsy Airbnb full of interesting artifacts and dogs. Well, they invited me over for dinner, and I didn't feel like I could say no because, if you remember, my friend Carlo recently sprang to my rescue when I was kicked out of that hotel up in Reno. If you watched a vlog I made last week, I was kicked out of a hotel in Reno, and Carlo got enraged when he found out about it. He made some phone calls, and he eventually got a hold of the vice president of the whole company, and that guy called me personally to apologize and offer me a free room and a free steak dinner. And well, the least I can do is go over and see them one more time before I leave again. That's right, I've only been home for a few days and I'm already packing up to leave on another trip, and this time it's to the Burning Man Festival. With any luck, I mean, these skies are so threatening, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I'm not sure I'll be able to get to Burning Man. You know, the forecast is calling for, I think, 3 to 5 inches of rain in Death Valley. We normally only get 2 inches a year. So that amount of rain in such a short time could be devastating. It'll wash out the roads, it'll probably wash out our driveway, and it might make it impossible to get my trailer out of here for Burning Man. But there's plenty of time to worry about that later. Right now, I'm going to Villa Anita. Ugh, I can't wait to have a glass of this Prosecco. Hello?
Hello! Oh my god.
Carlo!
Oh, you're back! Oh, our girl is back! Our girl is back! How do I look? How do I look? Let me put my rings on.
You look fine. Carlo, I just wanted to thank you again for making those phone calls for me.
Oh my god. You know what? It was crazy because when I talked to these people, they were like,
crazy.
no, it was never like this. It was never like that. All of a sudden, they changed their tone after I said, Darcy Spears, investigative reporter, and Mike Fierro Communications.
He dropped some names, and he got me the help that I needed. Betty! Hi, Betty. I missed you. Aw, Betty and I are an item now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, look, even Dwight's giving me a kiss. Wow, Dwight's usually kind of frosty.
Oh, really?
And who are you, miss?
I'm Kirsty Nickel. I'm
Kirsty
an artist.
Nickel, an artist.
Oh, my hair is not looking so good.
Listen, neither is mine. It's August in Death Valley, okay?
Yeah.
So this ain't the Academy Awards. So
Please
you're...
go to Scrape. Bye.
Well, thank you.
What class did you pick?
Oh, I haven't chosen a glass yet. I have to.
Okay.
Kirsty, excuse me. I have to choose a champagne glass. I'll be right back. Thank you for reminding me of my priorities, Carl. See, over at Villa Anita, they won't even let you have a drink until you pick exactly the right champagne glass or wine glass. Oh gosh, but there's so many options.
There are some nice options.
Oh, I like this one.
What are we?
Oh, that's boring.
You think that's boring?
That's boring.
Okay, why don't you just pick for me then? Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. So,
At least fun.
okay, no, I appreciate that. While you're cleaning my glass and filling it, I'm gonna go back over here to Kirsty. So, Kirsty's an artist, and you're staying here at Villa Anita,
I am.
and you've done some art while you're here.
I have. I've been here for like 6 weeks.
So you're a traveling artist full
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Wow,
Traveling the world doing art.
full-time international, and you were just in Africa too.
Yeah, I was doing some murals in Kenya for this.
In Kenya.
Yeah, for like, how do you call it? Like a glamping site. So
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
saw the photos
yeah,
on her Instagram.
it
I'll
is
put the
some
link to her
direct.
Instagram in the description.
Oh, thanks.
Check it out, 'cause you do have some beautiful art, and if we have enough daylight, I'd like to see some of the stuff you've done here.
Oh, and we'll show you the mural that me and Jack did together as well. We did a
Oh,
collab.
Jack did a mural with you!
Mural.
The storm was moving in and casting an eerie glow over Villa Anita, but there was still enough daylight left for a quick look at some of the art Kirsty had created during her stay. Jack collaborated with her on a whimsical mural, plus she had transformed an entire outdoor living space into a sort of shrine to Frida Kahlo, the Mexican muralist. Kirsty had covered the walls, the tables, even the chairs and couches with colorful designs, flowers, and figures, and she's coming back to do more next year. Kirsty, I'm a fan, and you're coming back out here, right?
Yeah, I'm planning to come back every year.
Oh, good.
For like 3 months.
Okay, good. So I'll see you again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anyway, I could have stayed out all night yucking it up with my international artist friends, but I kept thinking about my poor sister and the oncoming storm. So after a couple hours, I headed back home to get some rest, to prepare for whatever Mother Nature had in store for us. Okay, it's now Saturday afternoon. I got up super early this morning to try and take advantage of the calm before the storm. I mean, isn't that basically what this is? It's very overcast, it's very quiet, and it's very eerily calm. Although the wind is starting to pick up now. Yikes. So my sister and I took advantage of this calm before the storm to try and get some stuff done. I'm trying to pack and get ready to go to Burning Man, okay? So I spent all morning cleaning my trailer, loading my trailer, testing out the new shade structure I bought, finally fixing my tailgate with some Loctite on the bolts. And my sister spent the morning going down to the fire department and trying to score some more sandbags, which they were very cheap with. They only had a few. So then she also piled up old scrap wood and, well, yeah, just old scrap wood. She kind of piled it up against the house to sort of, I guess, create a runoff so that maybe, just maybe, the living room won't flood again. Oh, I can't believe we're going through this again after we just spent $1,000 having our driveway regraded last year. Welcome to Death Valley life. Okay, it's a little afternoon, and it still hasn't started raining, even though the forecast called for it to start raining, I think at 10 a.m. and rain for something like 57 hours straight. I'm not kidding. We're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches of rain. Like I said, that's like 3 times as much rain as we normally get in an entire year. But it's not just the rain that's going to mess things up. It's the winds. The winds are just going to... Oh, the power is almost certainly going to go out. And so we do have our battery banks. Remember, if the power goes out here, we can't do anything. There's no cell signal here. So if we lose power, we lose internet. And that means we're completely cut off from the rest of the world. Now, last time the power went out, I thought, oh, I'll be smart. I'll just plug our router into one of my jackeries and we'll still have internet. No, we didn't. Because what we have here is microwave internet. I'm not sure how it works. It's beamed out of Vegas, and they beam it to this tower in Shoshone, and then that sends it back to this little dish on our roof. Well, I guess the whole tower in Shoshone goes out, and so even if I plug in our router, there's no internet. Except now I got that dang Starlink, okay? That Starlink that was a pain in my ass to lug around with me all summer might come in handy after all. If all else fails, I can always plug in the jackery. But it's not just or plug in the Starlink to the Jackery. It's not just the internet though, it's also the well pump won't work if there's no power. And so that means we won't have running water, which means we can't flush the toilets, which is why I washed my hair this morning. So that way, even if the water does go out, at least I'll be clean. So now basically all we can do is wait. Wait for this Hurricane Hilary to blow into Death Valley. Okay. The storm has arrived. Oh, I feel so nautical. I mean, I feel like I had to dress up like Paddington Bear in my galoshes and raincoat, because it's been raining steadily for about 24 hours. Well, maybe not steadily, but off and on, and it's rained quite a bit. I mean, you can see these puddles of water standing all around the compound. You can see the ground is real muddy and mucky and wet and ooey gooey. Well, this all started Saturday around 4 p.m. I'm shooting this now at Sunday around 4 p.m. And, well, you're probably wondering why, if I'm stranded in a hurricane in Death Valley, am I perfectly made up? Well, it's because I thought I was actually going to have to go to Vegas today. That's right, I was going to brave this nasty, threatening hurricane to go into the city of sin. Because I'm supposed to leave for Burning Man in 3 days. Oh my gosh, I have a bunch of errands I need to run in Vegas. I need to buy groceries. You know, I can buy most of the groceries I need in Pahrump, but there's certain things you just can't get in Pahrump. I also have an appointment for a mammogram. I had an appointment to get my teeth cleaned. I was supposed to go see my accountant. Get my umbrella out, just in case. Anyway, I had all this stuff I had to do in Vegas, and I'm afraid it's supposed to, the real brunt of this storm is supposed to come tonight, Sunday night. Well, my sister just said starting at 8 p.m. it's supposed to just start dumping, and we're supposed to get something like 2 inches of rain in something like 8 hours. Okay, and you can see how messed up our driveway already is from the ½ inch we've gotten so far. Well, so far, I consider myself lucky because nothing terrible has happened. Yeah, it's been rainy, and yeah, some water leaked in one of my windows in the casita and pooled up in the window track, but, you know, I got a towel and stuffed it in there, and it was none the worse for wear. Anyway, because this weather is supposed to get so much worse overnight, I don't think I'm going to be able to drive to Vegas tomorrow morning. My plan was, and kind of still is, get up at, you know, as early as I can and head to Vegas and then run all these errands, do all these appointments, and then come back at the end of the day. Problem is, getting out of this basin where I live, there's really only 2 ways out, and both of those ways cross the Amargosa River. Okay, the Amargosa River is mostly dry most of the time, except for during crazy hurricanes like this. So I know last year the Amargosa River flooded and my sister couldn't get home. When she was on her way home from Burning Man, she had to turn around and go get a hotel room in Pahrump. So I know it's a real possibility that I probably won't be able to get out of here tomorrow morning, and so I won't be able to get my mammogram and see my accountant and get my teeth cleaned and get my tires rotated. I got a lot of stuff to do. But because of this crazy storm, I kind of had to reconfigure my plans. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I should go to Vegas tonight before this rain starts at 8 p.m. If I drive to Vegas now, I can stay overnight at my friend Scott's house and then run all my errands and then come back tomorrow after the rain. But the problem with that is, then I might be stuck in Vegas. I might not be able to get back here because of the flooding. So I don't have a whole lot of work I can do on my laptop right now. Astonishingly, I did all my editing. I got all my videos squared away to tide me over while I'm at Burning Man. So all the work I have to do, unfortunately, is here at home. So if I'm going to be stuck somewhere, it's better to be stuck here. So I'm just going to stay here, do the work that I can here at home. If I can go to Vegas in the morning, great. And if I can't, well, I'll have to reschedule my mammogram and my teeth cleaning. And I can probably still, I can get my tires rotated and see my accountant. I can do all that stuff on Tuesday. dog willing. Okay, another concern I have is with my vintage travel trailer. Okay, I'm supposed to tow this thing to Burning Man on Wednesday, and I'm mildly concerned that if we do get a full year's worth of rain in 8 hours, this whole dirt road here might get completely washed out. In fact, well, you can see over here, this road here is completely washed out. Look at that. There's a friggin' stream running down the middle of the road, and that's just from the ½ inch we've gotten in the last 24 hours. I hate to see this thing tomorrow morning after 8 hours of rain and a whole entire year's worth. This thing is gonna be a friggin' river. And frankly, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to go to Vegas tonight. I kind of want to stay here and see for myself the destruction that's about to be unleashed from the heavens. I mean, talk about a threatening sky. This thing is just waiting to crack open and dump buckets on us. Okay, anyway, while I'm waiting for this deluge to start, I thought it might be fun to go for a little walk around the block and splash through some puddles and enjoy the fact that I'm able to wear boots and socks and a coat in the middle of August in Death Valley. I mean, it was like 110 degrees not that long ago. Today it's only like 70. I mean, it's downright hot cocoa weather. Actually, it's not hot cocoa weather, it's hurricane weather. My sister and I went into town the other day and we got all the ingredients to make hurricanes. Okay, you know, the classic New Orleans cocktail that I guess they drink down there, or places like Key West. When there's a hurricane, they just start drinking to not worry about what's going on. Because, you know, once the hurricane starts, there's really nothing you can do. You know, you batten down as best you can. You put the sandbags up like my sister did. And then you basically just have to wait and try not to worry. And the best way I've found to not worry is to get drunk. So that's exactly what my plan is. After I take this little walk around town, I'm gonna go back to the compound, mix myself a hurricane, and just enjoy the ride. Okay, time to get suited up and go see what damage this storm wreaked on our house last night. I have a feeling it's not going to be pretty. This anchor makes more and more sense by the day. Obviously, I'm not going to Vegas today. It dumped rain all night long, and I mean it dumped. And oh gosh, look at the driveway. Oh no, another $1,000 down the drain, literally. Well, actually not literally, because there are no drains out here, and that's part of the problem. You know, if we had a French drain or any kind of drainage to properly funnel this water, it wouldn't tear up our driveway every dang time we get a rainstorm. But that's not even the worst of it. Let's go look at the street over here. Oh dear, look at my feet. Yikes. Whoa, quicksand. Help. They're gonna need to regrade the street in front of our house. Obviously. Oh dear, and I gotta tow my trailer off of that concrete pad. Well, it's gonna be kind of bumpy. Actually, that's not even what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is over where the river crosses the road. I'll bet you anything that's flooded. I mean, if this road is any indication of conditions, this thing is a mess. Ain't nobody getting in and out of here on this road. Okay, made some coffee. We're gonna go for a walk and survey the storm damage. I'm particularly interested to see the road and how badly, or how badly it's not, flooded. Look at the mist on the mountains. Beautiful. Nice and cool weather. Had to put on hoodies. Of course, it'll be back up to 100 in a week. But for now, it's just nice to enjoy the cool weather. Oh, see? Road closed. This is the way you go to Shoshone. This is also the way I'm gonna have to go to Burning Man. So hopefully they unclose this road by Wednesday. Let's walk up and see how bad it really is. Wow, what's interesting is people keep driving through the road closed sign. So now there's a couple cars stacked up down there and they can't get through. What's also interesting is, I don't know if you can see on these mud hills, you can still see, I'll zoom in, you can see the scars from people riding their ATVs on them. And they ask people to please not drive off-road on these hills because they leave these scarring tire tracks. People go, oh, first time it rains, they'll wash right out. Well, we just got the most rain it'll ever rain, and they didn't wash out. So keep that in mind, Billy Bob, next time you want to take your quad out on the mud hills. Wow, you can actually hear water rushing. I mean, this is the Amargosa River, I guess. Is this the river? No, the river goes down. I don't even know. This is Grimshaw Lake. Well, it's part of this flow system, and it is completely covering the road. To be honest, I feel like I could probably drive across that, but holy cow, look how much water is coming down this channel here. It done washed the mud hill sign clean over. Ooh, speaking of mud. Woo. Wow, this is so surreal. I feel like I'm in a sci-fi movie. Fog on the hills, water on the road. What next? Uh-oh. Here comes a car. Oh, it's law enforcement or emergency services. Look at that. See, yeah, I could tow my trailer through that.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow, look at this. This is intense. You're really not driving across this road unless you know what you're doing. So it looks like this whole basin filled up with rain. This is normally a dry, kind of like dry lake bed, pebbly looking kind of cracked surface. And it's flowing at a pretty decent clip into Grimshaw Lake, which is this ancient Lake Tecopa. I guess all of this is ancient Lake Tecopa. But yeah, look. Holy cannoli. Listen to that rushing water. It almost looks like White Russian. Love a White Russian. Okay, let's walk through it. This is going to be very disorienting. I'm going to try to stay in the middle of the road. Here's the stripe. But the water is flowing pretty strongly. It's making me veer off course. It's hard to stay straight. Oh my gosh, this is surreal. Ah! I'm walking through a giant White Russian. Be careful. There's a beverage here. Look at my sis. Woo! Oh no! Wow! All right, we got a hot tip from one of our neighbors down where the river was flooding that if we go to the other river crossing, it's even more dramatic. Woo-wee, look at that, the Amargosa River. Flowing strong, going down the canyon. Down, 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 that goes to China Ranch Date Farm eventually. Nobody is crossing through this. Well, 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 would you look at that? Just a few short hours later, and the storm is completely gone. The sun is back to its usual August business of blazing down on our house, and I don't think I'm going to have a problem towing my trailer out of here at all. In fact, I'll bet you anything that water that was flooding the road over by the hot spring is already dried up. But I don't have time to go look at it because I need to start packing for Burning Man. I mean, since it looks like I'm going to be able to get my trailer out with no problem, well, I have no excuse to procrastinate. believe it or not, I finally got out of Death Valley. I was able to go to Vegas and run all my errands. I was able to load up my trailer, hitch up my trailer, tow it down that bumpy, rutted, messed up dirt road behind our house, and ford the Amargosa River, which, believe it or not, was still like 2 or 3 inches deep just past the hot spring. But I successfully made it up here to beautiful Fallon, Nevada, which is about 2 hours south of the Burning Man Festival. So I'm gonna stay the night here at the glamorous Econo Lodge and then get up bright and early in the morning and head to the playa. And I'm feeling pretty good because it seems like my luck has finally started to turn. First of all, the storm didn't do any major damage to our property other than washing out the driveway, which we kind of expected. No water seeped into the house. My sister's sandbagging worked like a charm. No water leaked into my casita. I was able to run all my errands in Vegas. I was able to load up my trailer, tow it down that bumpy dirt road, and ford the river without a problem. And this time, I remembered my slide whistle. It's hard to do it with one hand. Anyway, I just went over and got some monster order of carne asada fries from this little place right down the road. So I'm just gonna eat these fries, edit this video, and try to get some sleep so I'm well rested for Burning Man. And by the way, no need to send me a slide whistle this year since I brought my own. But if there's anything else you think I just have to have while I'm at Burning Man, remember, you can send mail to people at the festival, and they have this little postal office, and this post guy comes around to your camp and actually delivers it to you. So if you want to send me anything, my address is, I think it'll be Wonderhussy, care of the Fastest Pizza Stand, 8 o'clock and B, Black Rock City, GERLACH, Nevada. And I'm not sure about the zip code, but guess what? I'll put the address in the description to this video. So if you want, you can send me something. It never gets old.